This behavior marks you as weak. And you do it the moment someone questions you. They ask a simple question. You give a paragraph. They challenge your decision. You immediately launch into a detailed explanation of your reasoning. They raise one eyebrow. And you start defending yourself before they've even said a word. You think you're being thorough. You think you're being transparent. You're confessing guilt. Here's the mechanism. The person who over-explains is the person who doesn't believe their own position. If you were certain, you'd answer in one sentence and stop. But you're not certain. So you keep talking, adding context, justifying, clarifying, making sure they understand your reasoning. And with every additional sentence, you're digging deeper. Because confident people don't explain unless asked. They state their position and let it stand. When someone questions them, they give a direct answer. Final. No hedging. No backstory. No preemptive defense. Just the answer. Compare that to what you do. Why did you do it that way? And you launch into a 5-minute explanation about your thought process, the constraints you were working under, the alternatives you considered, why those wouldn't work, how you arrived at this decision. They didn't ask for any of that. They asked a simple question. And your panic made you give them a TED Talk. That panic is visible. It broadcasts that you're unsure, that you're afraid they'll think you're incompetent, that you need them to understand that you had good reasons. Guilty people over-explain. Innocent people answer the question. When someone is genuinely confident in their decision, they don't need you to understand the entire context. They just need you to know the outcome. Here's the shift. Answer the question that was asked. Nothing more. Why did you do it that way? It was the most efficient option. Done. If they want more information, they'll ask another question. That's their job. Your job is to answer directly and stop talking. The moment you start volunteering information no one requested, you look defensive. And defensive looks weak. High-status people don't justify themselves unless there's actual accountability at stake. For everything else, they state their position and move on. If you disagree, that's your problem, not theirs. Stop explaining yourself to people who didn't ask. Answer the question, then silence. Let them sit with it. Because the person who can hold their ground without a 5-minute defense is the person no one questions twice.